Hey, how y'all doing? It's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. I'm back again with the Truth Hour. What I'm gonna try to start doing is trying to at least make a video once a week, so therefore I get the consistency back. I get my content back in, and we just tap back in with everything that's going on. These are the topics that I'm gonna talk about today. Of course, we're gonna hit reparations. We're gonna talk about universal income. We're gonna talk about why Europe is trying to make you pay to enter into Europe starting in 2024. And we're gonna, first start off with the banger, the Michael B. Jordan incident, and just kind of kick things off with that. Um, the reason why, of course, if y'all don't know, Michael B. Jordan had an incident on the red carpet where he checked a girl who dissed him back in the day, calling him corny, and you could tell when she was talking to him, she felt away because now he winning. You know what I'm saying? He up, he on 10 right now, and we're in the you go girl era, so you can't say nothing right now if you're a black man, even if a woman disrespects you right now. So that's where the fake outrage come because he decided to stand up to a bully. Somebody bullied him. He didn't allow himself to be bullied anymore. He stood up strong, stood up tall, and all the fake outrage is just because he's standing up right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's funny how nobody condemned and criticized the person who said all that messed up stuff to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to call nobody corny. That's disrespectful. He ain't corny. He's a corny, good and good. And try to make good synonymous with corniness too. That's a problem as well. But you want him to be bad. That's where your mindset is warped at. That comes from a lot of misconceptions, misdeeds, misgivings. And now that he's winning, you're mad. You could tell on the red carpet. If y'all go type in that incident, look at her how she even framed the question. Look at how she even tried to even cause a divide between him and Jonathan on the red carpet set. She was being disrespectful even on the red carpet set. Like who's number one? Ain't no number one. We all number one. We all gods in our own right. This is heaven. So all of us are gods. You see what I'm saying? We're not in your paradigm or your mindset where there can only be one. No, 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 no. It can be all. That's another thing too. You have that Eurocentric cave dweller. It can only be me. That single linear bullshit mindset. Nah, man, we in a new paradigm. It's the age of Aquarius now. It's that transformation. It's that circular. It's that heaven. It's that elevation, spiritual level vibe right now, and you seeing it right now, and they mad. They big hurt because of that. That's why. That's really what it comes down to. They mad because of that. They're mad because the black man standing up tall. He ain't bowing down to no feminist agenda that's set up by the white supremacist slave master who owned 60%, who was 60% of the slave masters. If y'all didn't know, so y'all following your white female slave master into oblivion because it's another form of white supremacy. If y'all didn't know that, do your research. So that's what the problem is right now. He ain't getting buck broken. He ain't bound down, and he stood up tall like a man should. And the Joe Budden, bro, you been corny. That's straight up and down. Joe Budden, you been a sucker, bro. You been corny. That's why, what's her name? Tahiri left you over here sneaking under the bed like a dork. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a peeping Tom. You know what I'm saying, bro? Your raps are corny. That's why the last hit you had was pump it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't rap, because I heard you on some freestyles, with Funk Master Flex. But just your overall content. That's why you was hating on the Migos when you was on that thing with DJ Academics. You're not anybody to talk about. Just sit back and relax, bro. Sit back, do your little podcast, and let the winners keep winning, like Michael B. So that goes that incident. The next incident, next thing on the agenda, the Europeans trying to make you pay to come in. It's obvious what that is. Okay, let's break it down. Everybody, especially Caucasians, are at negative birth rate. The only group that's not at negative birth rate are black people. That's the only group. No matter what, yes, that's what's even crazier about it. No matter what they've done to us, we're the only group that's not at negative birth rate. And they've tried everything. They done hit us with the whammy bammy, boy. They done tried genocide. They done poison the water, the food. What else? What else? Disease. What else? Economic castration, miseducation, drug warfare, chemical warfare, everything, and we stand tall. And it's ironic, these other groups who have been participants in this demonic agenda are the ones reaping the karma. Basically, they're reaping what they put out. This is universal truth. You cannot continuously put out evil and it not come back to you. You see, that's where y'all miss. That's where y'all miss, because y'all think there's no spirit, there's no other world that binds this physical world. The other world is actually more powerful than this world. This is just a 3D manifestation, but there's a 5D that supersedes that shit, and you're seeing it. And so now Europe's at this same. They haven't evolved from the cave. They're at this lock and key shit. You gotta pay to come in. Pay is like quote unquote poor. So we can't let these poor people, darker, poorer people who we stole the resources from to make ourselves rich, come into this triune, come into our cave, quote unquote, known as Europe. You know what I'm saying? They haven't evolved from the fucking cave. They have not. They haven't. They still have that same fucked up mindset. You can read a book called Iceman's Inheritance. It breaks it all down for you if you don't know. You know, the Iceman's vibe. They still in that same manipulative, we gotta lock it up because they gonna come get us mindset. Same little spooky mindset. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example of that. Every time I take a Uber, and in the area I live in, you know, it's like nice houses here and there, but there's um, a I want to say a Buddhist temple that's erected right by where I stay at. Every time a white person is my Uber driver, whether it's a white woman, young or old, white man, young or old, they always get freaked out when they see the Buddhist temple. They're like, oh my God, is this legal? They've said shit like that in the car to me before. This is who you're dealing with. They're freaked out over everything that's different, everything that's not what they think is okay or whatever, when they don't even know what the fuck okay is. You know what I'm saying? This is who you're dealing with. So now that's a microcosm of the macro European tax thing, or you got to pay to get in thing, because they're at negative birth rate. They're about to be out of here. All these other groups are at negative birth rate because the universe is undefeated, and they can't change that. There's no way they can change that. The only thing they're gonna do to try to hold everything down, basically, quote unquote, is probably maybe try to put robots over us that have their same mindset. They can try to keep us oppressed because they're butthurt and mad because the universe chose us and not them. But if you knew that everything is connected, you will know that you're really turning back into us. But they don't see it like that because they haven't evolved past that mindset. But that's why they're doing it right now. So, you know, that's just that's that on that. What else is on the agenda? I'm gonna talk about reparations and universal income. Right now, it right now with the reparations thing, it to me it doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It don't matter. We're the group that's owed reparations. Pretty much point blank simple. We're the people who you owe reparations to. No, like, no certain name. If you'd say Freedmen or FBA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? None of that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? It matters if they try to like sneak it and finesse it, but they'll spin it regardless. If you say FBA, they can just like what they're doing right now, call it a hate group and be like, we can't negotiate with terrorists. You know what I'm saying? They could play the game like that. Or if they call them freemen, well, technically I'm a freeman, and them being a white boy, I'm a freeman. I'm a descendant of a freeman, so I'm entitled to reparations too. They can play whatever game they want to play to try to tricknologize this shit up. That's what they do. So simply saying a right name and having that as the moniker to try to like then splinter yourself off isn't okay. Right now, what we should be saying and thinking is just being like, we are the group who you owe reparations to. No, don't play this name game or whatever. No, we're the group who you owe reparations to. That's it. That's it. No. When they come back and be like, well, da da da. No. We're the group who you owe reparations to. Control the narrative. Don't let them spin it, pivot, do the double tip, do the dootsy do the two-step spin, flip, trick, knowledge, whatever stupid shit they want to do. They do it all the time. Like it's annoying when you have seen it on a loop where you've been studying it for as long as I have been studying them. You know what I'm saying? It's annoying. Everything about them is trickery and how can I finesse you out of the bag and all this sucker shit. You just sit back and be like, all right, bro. Oh, okay, okay. You're trying to hit me from. You're gonna do two moves and then a spin and a dip. Like it's annoying. So don't even play the game with them. Don't be like, I gotta find a special name because this one special name is gonna supersede everything else, and then this will be the key to unlocking them giving us reparations. No, 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 no. None of that matters. All that matters is you just bringing it back to saying, we're the group who you owe reparations to. We're not going to play this fuck ass game, and the amount is way lower than what they even say it is because it's not up just money. That's another thing too. Y'all don't even see the full hand. Y'all are so small minded. Y'all thinking of terms of salary, income. Y'all thinking a lateral basis, like a class ladder basis. It's more than money. Of course, we're owed money, of course, but we're owed the entire wealth of the nation and really the wealth of the world because the United States is the most powerful country in the world and helps to develop all of the major powers that we have right now. And that includes Britannia as well, because remember, before the United States was the United States, we were enslaved under the British crown, so they owe us as well. And it's not just money. Money's number one, but they owe us a full set economy too. So that means part of the reparations will be them building as an economic package our institutions that we would spend said money to. So when people be like, well, if we get the money, we're gonna trick it off tomorrow. Not necessarily, bro. Not if you have the full apparatus of what the reparations is. And that includes also educational repairment, psychological repairment, music repairment, everything that's owed to us, inventions, the whole apparatus and reality itself is that belongs to us is the reparations. If I can just quantify it as simply as that. If you don't get it, then I can explain it to you in more detail. Just type text, I don't get what you mean after you see this YouTube video. But that's simply put, basically. And it's not just a one-time thing. Remember, slavery was perpetual. So it's kids, 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 kids. So then in turn, the reparations will be not just to us old now, but to our kids, 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 because it's endless. Because the wealth that we generated is endless. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody be like, asks you, how you gonna pay for it? We don't got no money like that. Say it's not gonna come from taxes. It's gonna come from the Federal Reserve, who prints money all the time for these banksters, hedge fund hyenas, and mega conglomerates who destroyed the world economy twice in the past 10 to 15 years. They destroyed it back in 2008, 2009 under Bush and Obama. Thank you, Obama, for continuing the bailouts, and thank you, Bush, for starting the bailouts, by the way, when the people needed the money and the families needed the money. And then they did it again during what they called the pandemic because their economy was about to crash again. So they got bailed out under the pandemic package, whereas the people got a little something, but the major corporations got billions and trillions of dollars continuously, like water, and nobody even batted an eye. See, you know what's funny? When you watch how we reacted during 07 to 09, when we had the Occupy Wall Street movement, the against the 1% movement, against Bush movement, all of that shit, all of the momentum of that, the grassroots movement, us trying to return back to an FDR for the people New Deal apparatus that we were pushing towards. Then you see 10 to 12 years later how so much mind fucking and brainwashing and manipulation has flipped shit and turned shit and had people not even talking about the 1% when they got another bailout the same way they got it 10 to 15 years ago. That's what's very funny to see. Basically, nobody even mentions the 1% anymore. They don't even talk about it. They don't even bring it up. When it comes to Epstein and the boys, the Epstein pedo rings, that's 1%. When it comes to the fact that we can't get, the people can't get universal income, even though if you polled the American people, they'll probably want it 90% to 10. We can't get it because the ruling class mind fucks and manipulates and then doesn't even bring it up when that's something that we deserve right now based upon their inflationary gamesmanship that they've done and economic warfare that they've done on the American people. Uh, it's just so much. It's so much. So just to tie it all back in, I went on a tangent. Just to tie it all back in. No, we're owed reparations, and the reparations is money, institutions, wealth, protection, and it being passed down endlessly to our kids. Not just a one-time payment, it's a continuous payment that never ends. And its protection as well. We're a protected class. No more of this genocide campaign against us in all forms. And exposing who's been doing what behind the scenes is part of it too. What's been going on behind the scenes? How come our leaders been getting slid off? Why are we in the state we are? A true education is also part of the reparations. It's a full package. Our psychological needs, our spiritual needs, our mental needs, you know what I'm saying, our emotional needs, our physical needs, all of it is part of the reparations because it's repairing the damage. We were damaged completely to our essence. So now it's time to restore our essence back to the highest heights. And you know what the crazy thing is? As much as all these other groups are so against us getting it and this and that, when we're in charge and when we're fully ourselves, the whole world benefits. That's the sad thing about what people don't get. Because we create the heaven on earth that their rulers could never even think of. Remember, these other groups are the groups that are in charge, and they're creating this. They don't even know how to govern and rule amongst themselves. They treat themselves like shit. Look at their ruling class. Look how drug infested their people are based upon their ruling class. Their ruling class has their own people drugged up, ready to commit suicide at negative birth rate right now. If we were in charge right now, we would not only enrich ourselves, we would enrich them. Because we're on a whole nother level. We wouldn't do it and try to fuck them over, or even try to do some decadent shit, you know what I'm saying? Because our mindset ain't even on that. We're on like a whole nother frequency. We're on a different flow. We're just higher. Hold on. But yeah, I just want to say that, the universal truth is ours. The reparations is ours. It's just, and we deserve universal income as well, and the economic bill of rights. Not just black people, but all people deserve universal income who live in the United States, basically. Black people deserve reparations. Other people owe reparations, but there should be a universal income so people don't die and starve. And there should be an economic bill of rights so that people can live in the nation, because needy people are not free people, as FDR said. Needy people are not free people. That's real. So, just that on that. I just, wanted to drop these jewels. It's been on my mind, and that's pretty much that on that so far. Oh yeah, and you know, China's imperial ambition all over the Caribbean is fucked up. What they're doing in Jamaica is horrible. The brainwashing, all the agendas, the genocide campaign. I'm just tired of all of it, and I want to end to white supremacy and evil in general. And just, we deserve a higher. This whole planet, all the people, but especially the black people, deserve a higher vibe. Now,